Okay, part 2 of full moon in Virgo. I'm going to go with different angle with this one. Even though it ties in with part 1, it's kind of a different extension to what I was saying in part 1. So I said let this be a separate video in case you ain't got time to watch one video all in one sitting. Alright, but this one is very good as well. So I recommend part 1 because you'll probably be able to apply what I'm saying in this one to that one and see the bigger picture. But let's get into it with part 2 of full moon in Virgo. Now I want to start with something that happened in current events, because when it comes to astrology, astrological energy, it permeates everything. So particularly when you're looking at current events and mainstream stories and things that go viral, there's usually some indication of the astrological energy of that time being expressed through whatever is being shown. Okay, so with that being said, I want to decode a bit Steve Harvey's appearance on Earn Your Leisure. Okay, Earn Your Leisure is a platform that featured Steve Harvey, and in that interview, a piece of that interview that has gone viral was Steve Harvey sharing how for 7 years he had an accountant who was misusing his money, right? And when the accountant died, he came to find out that in the accountant stealing his money, that he ended up owing $22 million in taxes. Okay, so in decoding that, 7 years is a completed cycle. The accountant dying, it can be an indication of Pisces energy, which is kind of the house where things go to die, the end chapter, the closing chapter. And now him going and finding out hidden information, things he didn't know, going beneath the surface and seeing that there was actually money being mishandled, right? And once he finds that out, he owes the IRS $22 million to settle that particular discrepancy. When I saw $22 million, I automatically thought of the fact that we are in the year 2022. And the way I interpret this is that we have come to a completed cycle, right? And now it is time to settle our debt. And 2022 is the year where our debt needs to be settled, and we need to settle our accounts. All right, so when it comes to the full moon in Virgo, right, which is a very organized sign, which is also a sign that tends to take account of things, give account. It's a very accountable sign, right? Virgo energy has a tendency to take accountability, right? Follow up with one's word, right? Critique people and judge people based on how accountable others are. So Virgo, when it comes to accounting and giving an account and taking an account, right, that's very Virgo. And so the time to use this period, in part 1 I was talking about cleaning, doing deep spiritual cleaning, getting ready for Aries season. But how can we do deep spiritual cleaning? How can we allow our soul to go through a purification process? Well, taking accountability. Taking accountability for our debt. Taking accountability for what we have not dealt with. What has been sitting there and piling up year after year. Okay? The time that we're going into right now is a new birth, a new season, and this period we're in right now is an opportunity for us to take accountability for our account, to balance our account, right? To see what we owe. There's no coincidence that tax season happens in Aries, right? Tax season, tax day ends in Aries. And Aries season is when we're giving an account for the year before. So even the way our financial system is set up, it's in alignment, right? Because going into the new year, the new astrological new year in Aries, right? They want you giving an account for the year before during that time, right? So we can apply this to the full moon in Virgo and with the sun being in Pisces. Giving an account, right? giving an account of what's in our account, right? What our numbers are looking like. What is our energetic currency looking like? Not necessarily monetary currency, but currency is essentially energy. So what have we put out? What have we taken out? What have we put in, right? Is our account in a deficit, right? Is our account in a surplus, right? Settling debts, all right? So we settle our debts by taking accountability. And even when we look at other astrological aspects, which a big one is the nodal axis of North Node in Taurus and South Node in Scorpio. That's also influencing this full moon. So Taurus is our resources, right? What we bring in. Scorpio is taxes, right? Taxes and debts and stuff like that. So abundance needs to come through a cleared account. What good is income when you are in so much debt that everything that comes in doesn't even get to your hands because you haven't settled your debts? So Taurus North Node wants the resources to become available to us. It wants abundance to be brought into our life. The South Node in Scorpio is about settling our debts and settling our karma, our karmic debt, right? Which is the next thing I want to get into. So when it comes to karma, right, there's a way that I broke karma down for myself that I'm going to share with y'all that was a game changer for me, all right? When you look at the word karma, right, Karma, and breaking down the energy of the word. This is my own little thing that I do. So I'm sharing it with y'all. Maybe it'll be useful. Maybe you will like it. Okay. Karma starts with Ka. Ka. K-A. Ka in Egyptian mythology is the spirit and the soul in the time that lives on after death. Right? The spirit and the soul. Ka. Then you have Arm, right? Which is the part of our body that serves and helps, right? Arm. And then you have Ma at the end. And when I see Ma, I think of mother. And when I think of mother, I'm talking about divine feminine energy, okay? When I see Ma, I'm also seeing Mayat, okay? The law of nature, the law of balance. And essentially, you know, when it comes to karma, karma is not meant to be a weapon used against us, okay? Karma is actually a tool, right, that helps keep us in balance, all right? When we're out of balance, when we have debt to pay, it presents situations and circumstances and experiences to us so that we can settle our debts. So that if we took more than we gave, right, energetically, if we took advantage energetically, if we depleted someone else's account and we did not compensate that energy, it places us in positions to have certain energetic experiences, right? So that we can then understand what it means to wear the other person's shoes. And once we understand that, it helps balance our energetic field, right? We have to pay debt, right, for where we took out and didn't give back. And I'm talking about energetically now, okay? So when it comes to karma, right, it's kind of like the spiritual arm, mama's spiritual arm, right? Mama's spiritual arm. With the kids sometimes, it's cute, you know. My mom used to put glasses on behind her head and say, Mama got eyes behind her head. But karma is like the universal eye, okay? Karma is like the spiritual IRS. Now, when you look at IRS, it almost looks like iris, right? Iris is the eye. Karma is the spiritual IRS. And guess what? There's no such thing as tax evasion. There's no such thing as tax evasion when you're dealing with karma. Okay? Karma sees everything. Karma is aware of every energetic transaction and keeps account of all our balances, okay? But in love. Because it wants to keep us in balance, because nature exists based on balance and it's preserving nature, okay? All right. So I'm just looking at my notes, like I said in part 1, Virgo style. I had to take some notes because I just have so much information regarding this energy, and I wanted to make sure I didn't miss nothing. Okay, but I think I got it all. So when it comes to this settling your account, right? When you settle your own account and you take accountability, right? Then you are judging yourself. And when you judge yourself, then you settle your account, and now situations and circumstances in life does not have to bring things to your attention in a way where you have to learn it the hard way, right? Taking account of yourself, your actions, your energetic transactions with others, the impact you had in the lives of others, settling things, bringing things to a close, balancing out the account. Okay. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but that should be good. Okay. It's tax season, y'all. It's tax season, and it's also tax season in the spiritual realm. Okay. And we want to go into the new year. We want to go into the Aries season with a balanced account, because everything that this new year has, this new astrological year has for us, can really get tangled up and eaten away by unsettled debt. So doing deep spiritual cleansing, as I spoke about in part 1, that entails being your own accountant and seeing after your own your account and how it's looking. Okay. And I think I remember what I was about to say before. Oh yes. What do you give an account for? Or better yet, when it comes to counting, right? Something that came to my mind was that old hymn called Count Your Blessings, right? What are you keeping account of? That's another thing. Are you counting your blessings? Right? Are you grateful? Are you practicing gratitude? Are you counting your blessings? Because when you count your blessings, guess what? You make deposits in your account. So then you will be in a surplus when you count your blessings and you practice gratitude. That's what I wanted to say. Or are you keeping an account of your offenses? Some people are like keeping an account and a mental log of everything that pisses them off, everything that gets them upset, everybody that crossed them wrong. Whatever you keep an account of, right, whether it's your blessings or your offenses, right, that also impacts your account balance. And when you want to count your blessings, you are making deposits in your account. But when you're counting your offenses, you're making withdrawals. Okay? So giving an account, taking accountability, and also paying attention to what you're counting in your life, right? What you're giving value to. Accounting, value. Taurus, North Node, evaluation, right? Evaluation of your account. Taking an evaluation of what you're giving value to, right? By what you're counting. Okay? So I'm going to wrap it up there. I hope that blessed y'all. I think I'm going to keep it 2 parts. All right? Thank you for your time once again. Till next time.